Sit!
Welcome to the Dynasty Nerds Fantasy Football Podcast, where we discuss Dynasty strategy, rankings, and all things NFL. So get ready to geek out on fantasy football with your host, Rich Dotson.
And welcome to the Dynasty Nerds Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm Rich Dotson. He's Matt O'Hara.
Hey.
He's Garret Price.
How's it going?
It's the mailbag episode. Yeah, we do these a lot in the Nerd Herd. There's some of my honestly favorite episodes. It gets a chance for the Nerd Herd to chime in on Discord and kind of ask questions for the shows. Over the years, Garret and I, like some of the best Nerd Herd episodes come out of these shows. So like I really do want to bring them to the forefront of the main show as well. Definitely during that Dynasty Hot Boy summer and, some of those like periods in January and,
Slightly slower.
in season December. Yeah.
Unless you're a diehard.
Yeah. So there is no off season, but what's great about these episodes, you get so many various topics and talking points. Like a lot of times, like it opens up different, the question goes somewhere else about Dynasty strategy, game theory, players, food.
It really does. Sometimes we're like, dude, we just spent 10 minutes talking about our preferred type of steak.
Ribeye.
Yeah.
That was our answer too.
So
good.
I love these shows. I wanted to actually do more of these shows as well. So we'll get some of these in here. Probably try to do 4 of these a year, somewhere around there.
Now all I can think about is ribeyes because it's dinner time.
Dang it.
Ribeyes are good.
Dude, they're so good.
So let's dive right in. We always have so many questions in such little time. That's why I told Garret, I was like, why aren't we doing this back-to-back shows? He's like, next time.
Another one. All right. So there's already a video. If you want to check out the video, I put it out on YouTube because I wanted to address it right away. All about Brendan Sorsby, the supplemental draft, how it works.
I put a tweet out.
Rich put a tweet out. So we wanted to have you guys covered, but we're like, it is the main show. People still probably want to hear at least us briefly talk about it because there are already some questions about it. So Brendan Sorsby, what are we doing with him specifically from a Dynasty Fantasy Football perspective? Have you guys watched any tape on him or anything?
So I'll divert to you because you watched tape on him. So how about you talk about the player first, and then we'll talk about putting our hands on him.
Because I'm interested. I know I remember watching a little bit of Cincinnati tape because of the tight end.
Jolie. No, not Jolie. Royer.
Joe Royer. Mr. I got a girlfriend in high school, Joe Royer. You pervy McGurv.
Sketchy. Anyway, so he was a guy that was on my 2027 watch list. So I had already been watching some of him, and then when all of this stuff came out,
because you are a total degen.
I really am.
Go ahead, Garret.
I remember I actually did a video during the season in 2026 where I was like, quarterbacks to keep an eye on next year, and he was one of them. So yes, I'm one of those guys. But I watched even more tape last night before I put the video out because it's like I really want to be informed on how I actually feel about this player.
And you let us know that you were going to watch it last night.
Yep.
And I looked at it and went, I'm going to bed. I love you, Garret. Because it was
deuces.
It was bedtime for me. I was like, nope, I'm not doing that.
So I turned on some tape. Here's the thing. You are going to hear people talk about him as a first-round talent. You're going to hear about people say that he's worse than Desmond Ridder at Cincinnati.
Whoa.
Like, I've heard all over the map on him.
Yeah.
My personal opinion on him as watching him, he's got the size you'd want, 6'3", 230 pounds. So he is not lean.
Yep.
Some meat.
He's got some meat to him. He's got a very, very live arm. He can flick the ball pretty effortlessly, and it jumps off his hand. So you can see he can hit some throws downfield, on the sidelines, even off platform, like as he's moving, running, can make some of those throws. Really a plus athlete. He's not going to be like the 1,000-yard rusher necessarily, but very much so a plus athlete, a guy that I think is even going to give you more than like Mahomes and Herbert and those guys, like even a little more than
maybe
that.
500-ish yards?
Yeah, 500, 600.
Daniel Jones-ish?
Yes, kind of like prime Daniel Jones type of,
right there.
I think he's going to give you 400 to 600 to 700 yards a season at rushing because he is a good athlete. And he can take some pops, too. It's not like he's a leaner player that you're worried about like Jaden Daniels and Lamar Jackson. He's got a little more meat to him. You're not as worried about him getting hit. Those are all the positives. That is why I do think that he has a shot to be a good NFL quarterback. My biggest concern, obviously, you have the gambling stuff, so poor decision-making is obviously there.
It's baked in.
It's baked into the cost. The other part is accuracy can really fluctuate with him. There are times where he'll make some great throws, and then there's other times where he's trying to do a little bit too much Patrick Mahomes and Caleb Williams, where, off platform again, and it's like, maybe just set your feet and throw it, and like, so his accuracy can wane a little bit. Also, because he's a plus athlete, there are times that he will leave a clean pocket when he doesn't necessarily need to, and it would be better for him to sit in there. All in all, if he were in this class, I would have him, and let's say there wasn't the gambling stuff, just on talent. I think talent, he has more raw talent and ability than Ty Simpson.
Okay.
So he would probably have been the quarterback 2 in the class for me on talent. But you have all the other stuff. Now he's going to obviously, I don't think anyone really believes he could be a first-round supplemental pick. I think second's the earliest people are talking about.
I'm hearing day 3.
Day 3 is the latest.
I'm starting to hear, round 4, round 5. I personally think round 3 is where I think it'll end up being. I think the talent is good enough where teams are going to start gambling there, but I don't know that they want to use their round 2 picks to do it. I think some of those teams early round 3, Browns, even though I know they say they're not interested, Browns, Cardinals, Jets.
Them saying teams so loudly that they're not interested
makes it seem like they're interested.
Well just be like, all right, the Browns are going to take him.
So there's some juice there.
There's definitely juice.
So he's Sorsby steak, but not like prime rib.
Exactly. So for what it's worth, he's 22 years old. I'm looking at his stats and stuff right now. I just want to go through them quickly because we always do that for all these guys. Absolutely. Right? In 12 games last year, completed 61.6% of his passes, 2,800 yards passing, 27 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. So that's pretty decent right there.
Pretty accurate.
And then in the rushing game, he had 100 rush attempts, 580 yards, so 5.8 yards per rush, and 9 touchdowns. So,
for what it's worth, only 61% completion percentage, though.
Right, 61.6%.
So
the year before, 64.
Doesn't throw a lot of picks.
Right.
But you said a lot of it's like, you think some of it's fundamentals, too, that could be worked on?
I think so. I think a lot of it is like, he just needs to settle down sometimes.
He's 22 years old, so he turned 22 in January. He'll be 23 towards the end of the season.
And listen, gambling's a real addiction. Like, he's a young kid, probably got NIL money. He's out here gambling. It's.
I mean, unfortunately, I think we're going to see this more and more frequently. Kids are starting to gamble really, really.
It's not hard to get your hands on a FanDuel app, a DraftKings app. Not hard.
So hopefully, he got to help. He learned his lesson. There's a lot worse things people are doing out there. We hear about these players. You've been on your team that's kind of a line crosser.
Slippery slope. I mean, that's like
a line
the whole betting thing
me.
is a slippery slope because of this.
When you're taking the under on your own team,
right?
You're kind of a scumbag. But that's just my opinion. There's a lot of scumbags in the NFL though, and I don't care as long as you're producing fantasy points on my roster. So I know that sounds like make me like a scumbag. I'm just playing a
scumbag rich.
I'm playing a game. I've said this 100 times. I'm not here to get personal. I'm just trying to play my game. I'm just going to names and stats. That's what I'm doing. And if you're cool, like you're Jackson Dart and you're high-fiving refs, you get a little bit of kudos in there. All of a sudden you're doing something a little shady on the side, a little less kudos, a little bit less excited about you. So what do you think, Garrett? Like, say somebody has a supplemental draft, because I'm going to go into second-round pick, 2027 second-round pick, fair value, and superflex?
Yep.
Okay. So let's address that. What do you guys think is the best way to address this whole situation?
We have addressed this many times.
I'm just trying to rehash it.
Yes. So we've addressed this, and we actually addressed it a couple months ago. Some people are like, I saw somebody comment on Twitter today saying, well, why are you going to change the rules now? And I was like, well, we've actually been doing this. We actually did this since when Josh Gordon came out. Right. Is when we like.
And for the most part, there are no rules. That's the thing. Like people keep talking about changing rules. Like most leagues don't have supplemental contingencies.
They're so infrequent.
Yes.
That, the chances of you being around for one or two of these supplemental drafts is pretty low.
And for it to be a position player.
Right.
And one that actually matters.
It's only happened Terrell Pryor, Josh Gordon, now Sorsby. That's it. Nobody's playing Dynasty when Bernie Kosar came out. But
so basically they've all been Browns.
So for my long time commission
when
in Dynasty
Sorsby gets picked up,
Yep. All been Browns.
That he's played for how long I'm playing Dynasty, I think this is the best way to do it. I feel like it's most success.
Chris Carter was a supplemental draft guy.
Yeah.
I did not realize that.
Yeah, to the Eagles. Yeah. He sucked, and then when the Vikings had a whole.
And he was really good.
And he was amazing.
It was like a 5th round pick, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
What a bargain.
Yes, no doubt.
So, and I'll tell you what the counterpoints are to people and why I don't think they're good points. for me personally. So I'll rehash this. We've talked about this a couple months ago, but this is what you do as commissioner. The easiest way to commissioner is, like, first of all, non-commissioner. Everybody submits to the commissioner what round pick in 2027 that you're willing to submit for Brendan Sorsby.
I would say the commissioner must send this to the independent third party, right?
Yes.
If they want to put
does not look at it.
That yes.
Yeah. So he sends it to another league mate, right? Like, hey, don't open this or whatever. And
or an independent friend, like a friend of a friend. You know what I mean?
Somebody that's not even in the league.
A mutual friend that is not in the league. You send that before. So
I know, but like for me, like I commission all leagues.
Sure.
Me sending a text message to you for a league that you're not in doesn't mean anything to anybody.
But it's a timestamp. It's an email with a timestamp.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Find a way to timestamp it as a commissioner. I always like to do it where I find people that don't have a first or second round pick, and if I'm willing to submit a second round pick for Sorsby, for example, I'll find the first person that doesn't have a first or second in there, or doesn't have it, or at least doesn't have the pick I have, which is second. I'll message them. Hey, I'm messaging you because you don't have a second. I'm submitting my 2027 second. If you want to submit your first, you know what I'm submitting. I don't even care at that point. You know what I mean? Because grand scheme of things, I don't care, right? Like, it's not that big of a deal. But the commissioner sends it to somebody, a third party, timestamp it, wherever you want. Again, my first instinct of that is for somebody that can outwit things is going, oh, you can send multiple pictures out, like, with their timestamped at the same time, right?
You
could.
You could.
So
sure.
Hey, as a commissioner, it's on me to think of all the loopholes.
Way to dirt pack it up, Rich. Good job.
It's just a possibility. Hey, I'm trying to clean it up, baby. I'm getting these dirt bags off the streets.
Hey, they say some of the best cops are the ones that have, like, not terrible stuff, but like some sketchy stuff in their past.
So the commissioner finds a way to timestamp it.
Exactly.
The best way is
to your own.
is to find people in your league that don't have that picks. It's the easiest way to do it, right? That's the best way to do it. And even easier if they don't even want to make a submit.
Yeah, find somebody that has no picks.
Sure.
They've traded all their
picks. Or
picks.
if somebody's like, hey, you can send a message out. Is anyone not interested in Sorsby? Okay, you're our official
data collector.
Everyone send to this person.
Even better.
Yep.
You are cleaning up the streets as well, my friend.
Look
I
at that.
appreciate your help. You're making the streets of
gonna buy
Dynasty
you a
a
broom.
safer place.
Sweeping them up.
No, give me a ribeye.
And then everybody messages, hey, I'll give up my 2027 second. Hey, I'll give up Garrett's 2027 second, right?
Which does matter. Which one you're giving up.
And then, after all the leagues, all the things are submitted, which you shouldn't submit this even until he's drafted, right? Like,
yes, don't do any of this.
Nobody submits anything. I had one person submit their pick already. I was like, okay, but you should wait.
Okay, but you should
wait. Now it's sealed.
I was like, you wait till then, and then everybody submits their pick, and then whoever submits the highest pick based off this year's draft order gets that player.
Yes.
It's that simple. It's the easiest way to do it. Now, people say, hey, what if I don't have any 27 picks? And I'm like,
trade for some.
Well, either you trade for some now, or you're never going to draft them in the first place. Then
you weren't going to be able to draft them next year anyway.
You weren't going to give me either way.
It's like Sorsby's a good like, if anything, he's rated higher now that he could potentially fall down next year. And if he was rated higher,
what if he's quarterback 7 next year?
Correct. So that's how you do it. Now people are like, well, what if I don't have any draft picks? Well, then you could have got them anyways, right? And then some people are like, well, what about 28 picks? I'm like, no, because he would be a 27 draft pick. They're like, well, that doesn't make sense. I'm like, I don't care on the commissioner. It makes sense to me. He wasn't in the 28 class, so you submit 27 picks.
The regular supplemental draft, it's just the following year's draft picks.
That's it.
We're doing the exact same thing the NFL.
Same thing the NFL's doing.
The only difference of what the NFL does is technically they do like a weighted lottery system. So it's if you have 6 wins or less, you go into a pool, and then it's like a weighted lottery, kind of like the NBA. So that's the only technical difference.
Well, this is Dynasty football. It's NFL anyways.
I don't want to deal with all of that. No. Yeah. Just go by pick order.
Dude, you don't talk about weight, okay? We know that.
It's offensive.
Chunky people get offended. Don't look at Garrett that way, Matt.
Shh. I'm offended.
Now you offended him.
Thanks a lot,
I didn't
Matt.
even look.
Screw
you, man.
I was staring at the wall.
I was even
between
talking
both
about
you guys. I wasn't even looking at either one.
I'm leaving.
I would leave too. I would stomp my fat ass right out. I'm just kidding.
He's a pussyfooter. We know he's not going to stomp out of here.
I'm going to sit here and just take it.
He's going to prance out if anything. Get out of here.
Listen, my ears stick out. I get faults.
They prance. I don't know.
That's how it sounds?
I don't know. I don't know
what sound they make.
So the number one thing I got on my post was, oh, dude, you have to use Fab. You have to use Fab.
That's the worst idea.
I 100% too. I agreed. I put another tweet out saying this is why you don't use Fab. Couple things.
What if you burn some of your Fab already?
Okay.
with not knowing this was coming.
What if you already burned some fab, not thinking it's coming, right? Fair. And then people are like, oh, well, what if you don't have draft picks? Okay. Second point is not every league uses fab, first of all.
Sure.
And here's the thing. Say, like,
What if it's a 7-way tie with everyone burning all their fab?
yes, the problem with fab is it's no longer fair because, one, why wouldn't you use all your fab on a guy like this who's a high pick? And then say you have $100 and there's 3 people that have $100 like they didn't use it yet and they for their fab, then the person who has the highest waiver order gets him. And they get him for pretty much free because if you're in Dynasty, there's not anybody worth wasting all your fab on.
That's, I think, the biggest part of all of this is fab. There's maybe in a good year, 3 players ever worth spending any fab on during the course of a season after the rookie draft is over and the undrafted free agents. After all that, maybe 3 if you're lucky.
Yeah, and
in a good year.
And they're not even good players usually.
No, they're like
the upside running back.
Yeah, somebody got picked up off a practice squad and might start for this team now. And like it's not. So you're telling me your fab is equal to like roughly a second round draft pick? No. You should have to put some skin in the game if you want to get hopefully a player that could help your team. We don't know, maybe he won't. But if he's worth anything, you should have had to have put some skin in the game to get him.
I think that gives a completely unfair advantage to the guy who has the first, second, and third pick in that range. Mostly the guy with the first pick. They get an extra high quality player when they should not get that. They should have to put their money where their mouth is. And that's what it comes down to. Like, and here's where it's even better. The 27 class is so good, right? So no bottom teams 100% are not putting 27 first in.
Heck
no matter what. So and it always comes down to this. Do the bad teams want to put their 27 second in? No, it's going to be a little bit higher, but it's a good quality player. Mm-hmm. And the contenders know that if they're going to get him, most likely, they know everybody's probably going to put a second in. Most people are going to put a second in for a guy like Brendan Sorsby. It was the same way with Josh Gordon. Everybody put, I think he actually went for a first.
In our league,
that year. Juan got him.
I can't remember.
I think Juan put a first in potentially that year, and everybody else did seconds. And everybody in two. I think I put a first in, and Juan put a first in. He had a higher waiver priority, and I got a whole bunch of seconds. But anyways, so a contender like, dude, I really need a quarterback. He's probably gonna be in that range. He went to like my team. Say like Sorsby goes to the Browns, right? Like they give him a second round pick to surprise everybody. Like, ooh, I want him, right? Like say he goes to the Cardinals. You're a Cardinals. Ooh, I want him, right? Like I'm a contender. You know what? F it. I'm gonna give my 27 first, knowing I gotta beat the seconds. So there's a lot of strategy because let's be real. Almost everybody in your league is gonna put a 27 second in order because they want Brendan Sorsby because he's worth it.
For superflex. We're talking
superflex.
Oh, yeah, one QB, like when he goes into
fourth.
Dude, when he goes into our supplemental draft in our one QB league, which we're gonna have, by the way, he's gonna go for, if he goes to the Browns, it'd be a third.
Right.
You know, if that. Maybe Danny puts in a second. Who knows with that guy?
But anyway, there's always a wild card.
Yeah, there's always a wild card in
every single
but most one QB leagues, it should probably be a fourth.
But there's nothing, anybody's gonna tell me that that's not the best solution. Fab, I think, is stupid. We've heard people say we're going to put him in the 27 class. That's even, or the 28, or next year's rookie class.
Yeah, so they would put the actual player in. So you can't, it's not like the supplemental pick where you get him now. You have to literally
draft him next year.
Draft him after he's already played one full season. Well, that the whole point of the rookie draft is you're trying to draft new players to your team. And I know some people put free agents there that you can get in the third round or whatever.
I don't like that either, but usually I'm okay with it.
Whatever.
But the whole point of the rookie drafts is to not know anything about them.
You're basing it off their skill, their draft cap. Like now you know, like that's weird to me.
Making that evaluation off the college tapes, thinking what can they do in the NFL? If you watch them for a whole season in the NFL, that's all gone.
Exactly.
So that's how we feel about
it's ridiculous. And obviously the other solution is if you haven't had a draft yet, your rookie draft hasn't happened, just throw them in the rookie draft and that's fine.
Easy peasy. Yeah. I have 3 drafts that haven't happened yet. I'm like, dude, just throw them in there. They're like, we will. Okay. Problem solved.
Yep.
Done.
Yeah.
That's obviously the easiest solution, but a lot of us, most of the people I'm guessing listening right now have already had drafts.
Yes. I mean, I've done almost all my drafts. This to me is by far the easiest and most fair way to do it. Because again, there's no argument against it at all. Like the only argument is you don't have draft picks, but it doesn't matter. Like the fab thing, like that's
able to draft them.
Like I'd be really upset about the fab thing if I'm a contender because I feel like I'm out, even with all my fab. I feel like at that point you don't have a chance. And people are like, "Oh, trade for more fab." Like what?
Everyone had the same amount of 27 picks originally. They got if you don't have them, it's because you traded them away.
Yeah,
and you got a player. You already got the player.
Maybe you
that you would have used for that pit. Like they're already on your roster.
Yep.
No big deal.
All right. Next question out of the mailbag.
All right. Next question out of the mailbag. This is from Duck.
Goose.
Yes.
So
it's a long question.
No, it's a quick game.
Yeah.
That's how you get him. You go, if you're thinking you go duck, you just duck, goose.
Go straight to the goose.
Straight to the goose.
Hello.
It's good for the goose. It's good for the gander. All right.
That's the thing.
So he wants to talk. It's a long question. I'm going to simplify it. He wants to talk about Drake Maye. He wants to talk about Drake Maye and saying everyone's kind of viewing him as a top 5 pick right now, but he's a guy that came off a historically easy schedule that's going to be much more difficult this year. Should we be considering him as an easy sell high?
We did talk about this recently.
We did, but the concept in general.
You redundant sons of bees.
The concept in general though is if a guy comes off of what we think is like a very weird, easy situation, performs really well, everybody's valuing him high, should you, even if he's a young stud like Drake Maye, should you consider selling him high?
I go back to saying a couple of weeks ago where it's like, dude, you might as well be a seat on a chair because all he was looking at was ass all day because who's he throwing? Look what he did. Look what he did with what was around him. Yes, he had an easy schedule, but his number one receiver is Hunter Henry, right? And then Pop Douglas and Kayshon Boutte. Like he did it with not an excellent run game, not excellent receivers. He's a mobile quarterback that's super young, had good tape coming out of college, was a real high NFL draft pick, did exactly what was supposed to, and that's why those guys jump up ADP because yes, it's part of the game. Like you're also weighing the future and the upside of the future. It's a gamble. Like, and we talked about this. Like, yeah, to this point, like I have no problem tearing down for Drake Maye if I can get like Trevor Lawrence and a 27 first. If I can get Jackson Dart plus. Like, that's a game we play. Like It's always like sell high, buy low, like maneuvering this player. Like, hey, I have Jamar Chase. Like, I need to fill a couple more holes, right? And I made that move with like Garrett Wilson, Colston Loveland, and 2 points per reception for tight ends. Like, it's like, yeah, you're always weighing at like, dude, I have this superstar player, but what else can I get for
especially
him?
In the off season, everyone has a price. There does come to a point in season where it's like, I don't care what you offer me. I'm not giving you Bijan. Like,
yeah,
it really doesn't matter. But in the off season, every player has a price. Like, it's just, are you willing to pay it? More often than not, it's like, I'm going to ask for a ridiculous amount. If you're willing to pay it, cool. But chances are you're not going to be willing to pay this amount.
And our job is to analyze those situations, right? Like, oh, this guy just had a really high, like, dude, sell high. This is probably like a one offer. But then you have guys that you really like and you project to be good long term, and they finally take a step forward. It's like, we've talked about that too. Like, I hate that strategy in Dynasty. Like, once a player is like a superstar, oh, sell him, sell high, sell high. Like, you're always selling talent. We're like, you're trying to acquire those players. You want to have the best starting lineup possible, which acquires the guys that score the most points. You get a guy, and like with Drake Maye, it's not just a talent of what he did, like statistically, it's also his youth that's really tight. I mean, he took a team to a Super Bowl that young too. Like he's a long-term, like you can identify long-term answers very early. Like Jane Daniels is most likely a long-term answer, but this injury, like already, like, oh, you can't cement that. You can pretty much cement Drake Maye as a long-term answer.
And look what they did for him this offseason. They added A.J. Brown. Yep. And I think people are kind of forgetting now, they also added Romeo Doubs, who's a very fine, solid receiver. And then they spent their first-round pick on another tackle.
Yep.
So they're trying to do everything they can to insulate this guy.
Right, and they absolutely did a great job of adding stuff around him. And it really allows those other guys that we were kind of calling no-names, or Rich was calling no-name guys, and I agree with him, down into their normal spots where they should be on a normal NFL roster as complementary guys that can still get the job done in a pinch, but you don't want them there for an entire season. So I think it's all I think it's headed in the right direction for a guy like Drake Maye. I think the counterpoint to that is if you look at a guy like Justin Herbert, who had a really good surprising rookie season, bumped up to number 2 in his second season, and then kind of has floundered a little bit and probably has seen a reduction in his value since then. I think that's probably what Duck is talking about here is like, hey, he's shot up. Is he going to stay here at 2? Is he going to be the next Josh Allen, or is this a guy that's going to have a kind of regression type of thing? Not a bad regression, because
which is the right questions to be asking.
Right. It's not like Justin Herbert has no value now, but it's not as high as it was in year 2. So that's what you gotta kind of weigh. Like, hey, do I want to get out now at 3 first-round picks, or do I want to get the production of a Drake Maye and then sell him 5 years down the road for 2 first-round picks? Which I'm taking the production, making the game. I mean, hoping that you get a Josh Allen, because then you're just going to hold him no matter what. Like, screw it, I don't care.
You can make the same argument for Jackson Smith and Jigba this year that stepped up. You know what I mean? Like, because again, once you reach the top, it's pretty much the only place you can go is down, right? And the one position I'm willing to risk it way more on than any other position is quarterback. Yeah, a young quarterback. Like, they rise up. Like, even if that's his best year ever, like if he finishes quarterback 2, like, okay, maybe next year he's quarterback 5. That's still an elite player,
right?
Like, and he's young and talented. Same reason for like Jackson Smith and Jigba, you know, and you'll have guys like Kyle Pitts that do it, and then they drop back. But then Kyle Pitts, even we were talking about this recently, rebounded to tight end 2 overall?
2 last year.
Yeah, so like he's been tight end 4 and 2 overall in his entire career. So it's like that's excellent already. Those guys are more likely than not.
Him up. I think he was 6.
I think it was 6. But
6.
He won 2 weeks in a row.
Last week it was 1 and 2. Now it's 4 and 2.
He'll get it next week.
No, but the
big
thing
is
and
smart. Come on, guys.
the big thing is you really do have to ask yourself the question: how sustainable is this? If it's real sustainable, no desire to move them. If you're questioning it, you have to play your game, and if you don't think Drake Maye sustainable, then move him. No problem with that, but don't just look to move every top tier player just because they're at the top tier.
And know that he's going to keep getting better as a player. I mean, the schedule's going to get harder. He's going to get better as a player, and his weapons have gotten better. So that's like what you have to balance, right? And figure out if you feel comfortable or not.
And the same point is, like Chris Rock said, you're only as good as your options, right? So, like, what can you get for Drake Maye? It's easy to say, like, all right, give me Justin Herbert in 27 first. Like, it's easy to say that. Like, yeah, I'll do that. But, like, is that person going to give you Trevor Lawrence in 27 first?
Literally in a startup with the Nerd Herd right now. I had the 5th pick, took Drake Maye because I was surprised he fell to the 5th pick. I was like, oh, that's great.
That's sexy.
Yeah, I would take that. But I've had many talks with people that have wanted to make a deal for him. Nothing's materialized, though, because I'm like, no, I value him extremely high. I am definitely willing to sell if you give me the price I think he's worth, but nobody's willing to give me the price I think he's 100%. Worth.
Like,
so he's still on my team.
So you're in a startup?
I couldn't help myself.
So you're in a startup.
You're drafting players?
Rich is about
I'm in round 7th.
Rich is about to be in a startup next week.
I tell myself, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get through the Scott Fish Bowl. We have Scott Fish Bowl. We'll do it at the break. Where are we at minute-wise? I think Scott Fish Bowl.
Almost break time, 27 minutes.
Okay.
We want to do one more question while you look that up?
I have the winners.
You got it?
Let me make sure I have it here.
All right. While you're looking that up, let me tell you guys about my FFPC. That's myffpc.com. Amazing place to go play fantasy football. If you want to be in a safe, secure league, you don't want to have to mess with random people you met on Reddit or in some Discord or whatever, and you want to make sure you play in a safe, secure league. Commissioner's not going to run off with your money. Go over to myffpc.com. Not only is it a safe, secure place, but they've never had a league fold. There's nothing worse than building up this soon-to-be juggernaut roster with, I have 527 first, and I also got Drake Maye and Jackson Dart and all these great young assets, and everyone's like, oh, yeah, your team got too good. We're good. See ya. We're going to
deuces.
I'm real busy with my family now. I need to. That's always a go-to. Is like, I talk to my family. I have to cut back leagues. And that's probably true like 10% of the time. But whatever you need to say. All that being said, you don't have to worry about that on my FFPC. They have never, ever, ever had a league fold. Not one time. Ooh. You can play some high stakes leagues. You can play in some, maybe a little more comfortable with playing like $100 league. It's totally fine. But we're going to give you $25 off either way with promo code NERDS. That's promo code NERDS, myffpc.com. If you have the itch like I had, and I had to get in a startup,
there's a cream for that.
There is a cream for that, and that cream is called myffpc.com.
Yes, right. Did you say games?
Oh,
I don't know.
There is a game. I should talk about that.
You should talk about that. I mean, obviously.
Yeah. Go ahead, Rich.
You gonna talk about a game?
Sure, I'll talk about the game. All right. If you head to our Twitter, Dynasty Nerds on X, or you can look in our Discord, I have actually developed a game. I think it's super, super fun.
Love the concept. It's great.
It's basically combining some luck elements, but a lot of like, do you know ball? And so opportunity, if you like the 17-0 type games, the stat pad type games, you like that kind of stuff, the biggest feedback I've heard over and over is like, oh, that was harder than I thought it was going to be. That actually challenged me. And the other ones, a lot of them, it just comes down to, did I get the lucky roll? Did I get the right thing? Like, no, this, you actually have to know what you're doing. So if you want to test your knowledge, head on over to our X. It's called Gridiron Gauntlet. Gridiron Gauntlet
is the name of the game.
That's the name of the game. We have that on the Dynasty Nerds website as well. So Gridiron Gauntlet, check that out.
Where do they find it on the website?
That's a great question.
Okay. We'll figure that out and get that out to you guys.
Yeah.
All right. So right now we have a really good promotion going on. 25% off everything we have at Dynasty Nerds with the promo code SFB26. You're going to get 25% off all our tools. It gives you access to the film room, the Dynasty GM in your app store, which is the #1 Dynasty app out there.
You can watch Sorsby.
Yeah, you can watch Sorsby. In season, it's got really good projections and a lineup optimizer in there too, which is outproduced like Yahoo, Sleeper, all those. So it has all the tools you need for in season, off season. SFB 26, 25% off. If you use that, you're going to get 25% off. We were doing it as a giveaway for the Nerd Herd or for SFB Scott Fishbowl entries as well. I need you guys to give me a number 1 through 60. Each give me one.
1 through 60?
1 through 60.
42.
42? 33. 42, 33. All right. The winners for this week, I didn't email last week winners yet. I got everybody's names down. Are who used the promo code SFB26, got 25% off, and now they'll be playing the Scott Fishbowl. Make sure you register at scottfishbowl.com, otherwise you won't get in. The winners are Ben Moore.
Yeah, Ben.
And Cody Dickhausen.
Yeah, Cody.
Housing it.
Some more Dickhausen.
Yeah.
So congrats to Ben Moore and Cody Dickhausen on winning your Scott Fishbowl entries. I know Garret and I, we didn't do the Nerd Herd announcement last week for the remaining entries. We'll do those
Thursday or Friday, whenever we do the show.
I had to talk to you after the show because I'm going out of town tomorrow night.
Probably Wednesday.
So we'll have to do it tomorrow.
Probably when I get home tonight.
We'll probably do that tonight. Okay.
Yeah, so shout out. But remember, you can also be a winner regardless. Just use the promo code SFB26. You're getting 25% off. That's like one of the best deals ever.
Yeah,
so for less than the price of a cup of coffee a month, you can get all the, like I said, the Dynasty GM, get it on your phone. You're going to love it. It's going to make your nips hard, I promise. And then the website has games. It's got the film room. It's got all kinds of fun stuff. We just
All
keep
kinds of good stuff.
All right, now with
Hard
that
nips
being
not
said,
guaranteed. Go ahead.
I was going to guarantee it.
Just a little legal.
Little legal disclaimer.
Yeah,
What if they live in Alaska?
What if they don't?
What if they don't? What if they're in Florida?
Hard nips guaranteed only in Alaska, Duval. Top of Mount Everest. All right.
And only with your shirt off.
All right.
Not true. I've seen plenty shine through. That linen won't be stopping all nips, Matt.
All right. So
Look at Garret trying to get back on track. We're just talking about nips.
Once a month minimum. Let's talk nips.
Nar says, we've seen Dynasty League slowly adapt Superflex tight end premium as the new standard. In 10 years. Michael Jackson style. What do you think will be the next evolution in scoring /format, etc.? What will it be, or what should it be?
Wow.
So
very
how is
forward-thinking question here.
The game going to change?
I don't know, like Scott Fish does so many different rule changes every year, and there's so many that I like that are new ones. Like, I think it's really hard to kind of like at this point change the game for the better. Kind of going back to like why try to fix what's not broken.
Mm-hmm.
Like because there's a ton of options now. Like the big bonuses, 2 points per tight end reception,
right.
Points per carry. Like I like all those. Like the points per carry, running back stuff like tiered scoring.
What makes it so hard is there's ebbs and flows in the league itself, which will it'll make for changes that we can't even see coming.
Right.
So that's why I struggle to kind of 10 years down the line.
Yeah.
Who knows what the trend is going to be in the NFL?
I just hope I'm still playing.
If all of a sudden
if
all of a sudden it's just like the pass catching running back is no longer a thing, like how is that going to change the game, right? You know what I mean? Like it's very difficult to figure out.
I mean the NFL changes a lot, rules change a lot, so you could kind of come up with no rules. But I mean, I still think the funnest concept is like, hey, start a quarterback, start a running back, start a receiver, start 10. Because I'm not even like in Scott Fishbowl. A lot of times you can just start whatever position you want. Like,
right.
I don't even like.
You're a purist?
I do it. Like, I like because it forces, again, I think whatever forces trades in draft strategy. That's what I like. That's why I like big rosters because like the waiver wire is empty.
And you cannot lie.
Who freaking needs Fab when there's nobody on the waiver wire in the first place, right? That's why we don't use Fab because it's freaking stupid. There shouldn't be anybody on the waiver wire anyways. But like, I like that. Like, hey man, we have to start 3 receivers. Like, I don't even like the old losers. Like, okay, we got a couple more flexes. You only got to start 2 receivers. Like, there's too many receivers in the league.
Right.
So, like, you need 3 receivers because there's so many in the league. You have to
and
dilute
if you
the
only
product
have to start 2 of them. You don't need to go out there and make a trade for one because you've got 2 good guys and you can fill the rest with like what you're saying is flex.
Yeah, so
Flex
it's
options.
like, dude, like I like that. Like I don't want the easy road to a championship, right? Like I want it to be difficult to win. Like I want that ship to be like, yeah, I did this. Like I built that roster. Like again, like if it's a whole bunch of flex spots, like, oh, dude, whatever. Like it's way easier to kind of fill it out. You get lucky somehow. But like, dude, like when you're in a draft and you're like, man, I really need a running back and this draft has no running backs in it. You know what I mean? Like I'm in I have the 6th pick and I'm not getting a running back. Like, what do I do? Where's the strategy? How do I maneuver this? So new rules and stuff. I don't like, there's always something, right? But like, I think I'm always going to come back to like what got us here in the first place.
What if
like,
there was like a points per point, like a different point per reception for the different A dot, right? So like low A dots only get half point. Guys that are catching balls in 10 to 15 yard range get a full point. Then maybe
like that.
further down the field, and if it's a reception that's harder to make, maybe you get 2.5 points.
So there is one kind of like that right now where instead of being a point per reception, it's a point per first down. So it on the catch. So it like has to be a significant catch,
right?
Or like the screens that you don't get a point for that unless the guy runs for a first down. So it's like got to be a significant catch for it to happen.
I like that too. I like that rule. I'm a fan of all the fun rules too. Like, I just don't want to be for every league. I want to have a couple of leagues that are like, oh, this is kind of a fun rule for this league.
I do like the quarterback sack counting against the quarterback. I do like that one because I do think it balances out the scoring a little bit. So I am team like lose a point for a sack. Yeah, that's good.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we do have in our leagues, you lose points for sacks.
Some leagues do, some leagues don't. It's a newer one because like I just did it in the Nerd Herd League just now, and like a lot of people are like, I have never seen that.
I got Josh. Is it Dynasty League?
That 100% you lose points for sack.
I got Josh Allen. In
I have a lot of leagues actually.
I don't even pay attention. That dude scores so many points.
But I mean, there's a part of me like I love. Listen, my favorite format to play is Superflex tight end premium.
Yeah,
because it just brings every position to almost equal value. Right, like the tight end's valuable, the quarterbacks are super valuable, which they should be because they score the most points. But like, I still have fun in our 1 QB league, like our old school league. It's still my favorite league because it's so old. You know what I mean? But like, I love the Scott Fish. Like, I love these leagues that have these little tweaks to it as well. But like, to me, it's just like Superflex, tight end premium, PPR, and I'm a happy camper.
All right, let's go to Fun Pack 16. I think this is a good question because I think a lot of people struggle with this question at times. So he's saying, it looks like I won't be competing this year. So should I sell everything I can to try to secure the 27-101, even if the return is not 27 picks that I'm getting, but 28 picks? He thinks his team currently could maybe compete next year, though, but it's not sure. So he's not sure if he should be selling, even though he's not super far away, to try to secure the 101. What should he be doing?
I mean, if there's a way to skim old players off your roster and somehow secure the 1-1 and not set yourself back 4 years, then yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, because it sounds like he's not going to be able to get any 27 picks because everyone in his league already knows what's
hip to it.
What's up with the 27 draft. So if he's only going to be getting 28 draft picks, then as long as you're not totally shooting yourself in the foot just to get one player in the 27 draft.
Yeah, you can't do that, dude. Listen, Jeremiah Smith is about as bulletproof as it gets, but there's a ton of players we talk about that are bulletproof that end up being laying on the ground, riddled with bullets. So And listen,
ouch, they hurt.
I thought I was bulletproof.
What happened?
I mean, Garret, you talk about this. At some point, you have to compete.
Yeah,
like you have to go for it. And then, like, if you're coming out of a rebuild, you start to compete. Yeah, like I wish I would get in. Everybody wishes to get Jeremiah Smith.
Everybody wants him.
But there's some points like you just realize that's not where you're at. Like, and it sounds like if you are coming out of rebuild and getting ready to compete, you probably have young players. Like, you can't get those players off your roster to try and get another young player.
And that's the hard part. Like, at some point, picks have to turn into players.
Yes.
Like, you can't just keep trading picks for more picks for more picks for more picks. Like, it's fun, and it's fun to accumulate a lot of picks, and it looks really cool. But eventually, if those don't turn into players, they never actually realize their value. So you do have to get to a point where you do that. And I think that's, and Matt, you were kind of starting to talk about this. I think there's a way to try to get you the highest pick. Maybe it won't be the 101, but the highest pick possible where you say, okay, realistically, I think I'm probably still a year away from competing, maybe 2 years away from really competing. Okay, is Terry McLaurin really going to help me in 2 years? Probably not. And so look at the players like realistically. Is Saquon Barkley going to help me 2 years? Probably not. So those kind of players, yes, get those guys off your rosters. Other players that are just going to be annoying and get you just enough points, sure, get those guys off your roster. The Wan'Dale Robinsons, like, get them off your roster because they're just going to get you just enough points to suck, but you're not sure that they're actually part of your core future.
They might accidentally win you a game.
Exactly, but I'm not trying to move Drake London just to move him. I'm not trying to move Jahmyr Gibbs just to move him. Like those
even Ladd McConkey, Brian Thomas. Yes, right. Like guys are questionable. Like you don't move those guys just to get them like because then you're just replacing them anyways. Like I would say like because let's say like he's mostly because that's Terry McLaurin, Saquon. That's of course that makes perfect sense. But like
hopefully,
I'm assuming
if you haven't played a long time, sometimes that might not.
You're right. Sometimes I talk to like people like, come on, don't be an idiot. But people, they're more.
It's
new.
their
They're
first year.
Yeah, they're not dumb.
Yeah.
They're unknowledgeable.
They're ignorant.
Right? Yes, that's very rude of you to call them that. Okay. But like,
it's like uneducated.
I would say the best way to go about that is then like to get the running backs off your roster, right? Like say you're sitting there with like Chase Brown, Kyron Williams, Bashal Tootin, right? Like if you want to do it that way, like try to give yourself a chance, get those guys off your roster. But then in doing so, knowing now the counterpoint is you get Jeremiah Smith, now you can trade Brian Thomas or Ladd McConkey, get a good year for the running backs. But like you still have to put a team together. Now you need running backs all of a sudden. So now you're sitting there with Jeremiah Smith, Brian Thomas, Ladd McConkey, and Jackson Smith and Jigba. You have no running backs. And listen, we've seen this. Like, remember Tony's team? Maybe like 12 years ago or so, like his receivers, he had like the number 1, the number 2, and number 3 receiver in the league. He had a good tight end and a good quarterback, but he had no running backs. Like his running backs were terrible, but he had the best receiving core like I'd ever seen in like in life at that point. He still didn't win a championship because he didn't have the team to compete. We talk about this too. Like when you have these really good players, you got to trade for a 2-for-1 because like you're trying to build a solid team. Like it's not about who has the best player, who has Jamar Chase, who has Drake Maye, who has Bijan. If you got the stud player, but you don't have the team around him, you're not going to win a ship. You might luck out into it somehow, some way with like a Wan'Dale Robinson. You catch these lightning in a bottle in the right time.
Sure.
But for the most part, 8.5 times out of 10, you're not going to win. So like, yeah, you got to trade those players for 2 good players. Going back to my trading Jamar Chase away for Garrett Wilson and Colston Loveland. You're like, again, you say that loud. Like, oh, dude, Jamar Chase is way better. Yeah, no shit, he's better. Right? That's why I got Colston Loveland and Garrett Wilson. And I'm risky on Garrett Wilson, but it's also 2 points. I know your league and point structure. So I get Colston Loveland, 2 points per reception. You know, like things along those lines. So, or if it's a 1.5 per reception, like you're getting a premium player, an upside. So it's like, if you need help, you got to trade good players. We talk about it all the time. Like everybody just wants to trade like, oh, here's Terry McLaurin. Give me this. Like, no, nobody wants Terry McLaurin, right? Like we talk about, nobody wants Dak Prescott, even though he's good.
I want Kenneth Walker.
Yeah.
It's true.
And even then, some people don't want Kenneth Walker.
Some people don't want Kenneth Walker. They want Bijan.
Like they want the shiny toy. And like you have to use that to your advantage. Like, okay, like going back to like the Drake Maye, right? Like I have Jackson Smith and Jigma. He's really good. I made the playoffs, but my team wasn't great around him. Okay. Can I turn Jackson Smith and Jigba into Brian Thomas and Kenneth Walker, right? And maybe a little, I know this sounds pretty bad saying it out loud, but again, Brian Thomas, if he's solid, a high-end wide receiver 2 column, and Kenneth Walker's wide receiver 1, your points per game on your team are going to be significantly more than what Jackson Smith gives you.
To add on to that, there will become a point in season specifically where if you're like, I'm not making it, the best way to not set your team backward next year, but to get points off your roster this year is to trade for injured players. So like last year, Malik Neighbors gets hurt. What was it, week 3, week 4?
Sure.
Okay, I'll trade you Drake London for Malik Neighbors. Guys probably willing to do that because Drake London's going to help him win now. Malik Neighbors is not. You didn't lose any long-term points. You just lost points this season, so it makes your draft pick better.
Yep.
But you're still going to have just as solid of an asset next year. So those are the ideal moves if you're trying to shed points, but not lose a bunch of sure thing talent.
Savvy tanking.
Yes.
That's what we call that.
Yep.
That's dude, and that's the way to do it, right? Like
100%.
you trade for those injured players. Like I did it. Like I had like Tucker Kraft went down last year, and I traded TJ Hawkinson and like some other like low level because he was a contender. And I got Tucker Kraft. You know, like I was like, oh, here's an opportunity. Let me get that player, get him on my roster. And going back to you said, do I trade for 28 picks if I can 27? Yes, yes, yes. All projections right now are saying 28 class should be a very solid class.
Very good class, yep.
Don't compare anything to 27. 27 is going to be one of those outlier classes that you only get to see a couple times in your life probably. Yeah. But 28, you should definitely get. That's all I've been focused on right now is 28 seconds and first.
All right.
Yeah, there you had your finger up, like either pick your nose.
I had a eyelash on my cheek, so I did this, and I looked at it, and you caught me right when I had my finger up.
Oh, I thought you were trying to say, hey, I've got something to
I've
say
got
here.
something for you, sir.
I'll tell you about 2028. I'll be. How old am I going to be in 2028? Oh, what's this?
Let's
year?
not think
Is it
about it.
2026?
It's 2 years from now.
Oh, I'll be 48.
There you go.
Ooh, look at me.
Dirty bird.
Call me Grayhead.
All right. One last one. Let's get it in here. How do you think managers should leverage? I'm reading great
You're
today.
a slippery slope today, Garrett.
I'm crushing it, guys. I should do all the ad reads.
Do it.
I got to see the
Gee.
next
Do
Apple
it.
review. This Garrett guy doesn't even know how to pronunciate. And then you got this rich guy. I don't even know. He's
Rich is
making
going
up
to be
words.
through. He's like,
and
yes, someone else finally.
Yeah, tell him to swallow his spit for the love of God. Fuck
Guy
over
sucks. How do you think managers should leverage startup drafts differently compared to long-term dynasty leagues when it comes to market inefficiencies, roster construction, and player valuation? So basically, what's different about how everything looks, how you move players and whatnot when it's an established league versus right on the startup?
I mean, there's going to be so many different strategies and balls in the air, I think, in a startup that have all settled in an established league, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think you have to kind of take advantage of, you have to figure out what you are, right? Mm-hmm. What you're going to be, what your build is going to be, and then take advantage of what's out there and available and what people are leaving on the table. I mean, if there's great value all of a sudden with a bunch of old players and you've drafted Christian McCaffrey in the fourth round of your startup, all of a sudden, maybe you're going for it. And those are the type of guys you have to maybe go after a little bit more aggressively than you would normally do in your established league, right? I
am obviously an idiot. I have no idea what you're talking about.
So I'll give an example.
Please tell me down.
So
take it down another level.
So I was like a slippery slope. You talk so fast. And I was like, wait, what did he say?
It reminds me of the scene in The Office when he was like, talk to me like I'm 10. And then he does, and he's like, talk to me like I'm 5.
Yeah, do that. Do that thing with your lips. Do that thing with your lips.
So I'll give an example, and hopefully this will help clarify things.
I hope so too.
In a startup, one of the big things I get a question about, because right, like I mentioned, I'm in one right now, and I had 2 or 3 people, different people ask me, I don't know how to value when someone says, hey, I want your 5th pick in the first round. I'll trade you my 3rd round pick and my 5th round startup pick for that pick. Like, how do I know that is worth it?
Oh,
and so
that's why you build tools to help people like that aren't as knowledgeable, right? Like people are like, oh, trade calculators are stupid. Yeah, if you've been playing Dynasty a long time and you understand trade values, yes. But like if you just started and you don't understand values, like
they're super helpful.
Like our good friends at DTC, Dynasty Trade Calculator, they have a startup trade calculator. Mm-hmm. So you can put the picks in and kind of see where the value is. So,
and if you don't have that, the easiest way, honestly, is just to look at whatever the ADP is on Sleeper, go to that number pick, say, okay, here's like the 3 or 4 players that are going to be available around there. And then do that trade in your mind. Like, okay, would I trade Drake Maye for Ladd McConkey and Dak Prescott? I don't know. It's close.
It always sounds different when you look at the two players too. You're like, oh, dude, I'd rather have Drake Maye.
Right. And so that's the interesting part. So
it's tough. Listen, it's so tough to navigate because everybody's values so differently. And it's like, what do you value? And what's your skill set too? Like, okay, I know I could go ahead and grab value later there. Like, I want Drake Maye, and like, yeah, I'm missing out Lad McConkey, or like, but I can grab, with Drake Maye, I think we're trying to be a contender. Knowing where you stand, kind of what Matt said with the Christian McCaffrey thing. Like, listen, I know I can get Devontae Adams and Terry McLaurin later. Like, I can get Derrick Henry later, right? Like,
whereas in an established league, the teams might not be trading those guys.
100%.
They might be like, no, I need those players. I'm not trading them to you. But in the draft, you're like, okay, I can navigate
that and
make trades in up and down rounds to get those players I need.
It's on you to identify how your league works, how it operates, how those hinges, squeak, how every door opens, and every owner is a different door, right? Like, and it's like, and we've said this on this show, the Nerd Herd show, the live streams all the time. Like, I say how everything's its own ecosystem. Like, it's why I hate putting stuff on Twitter saying, hey, this is a trade. But you could have got this. No, I couldn't have. Like, you have no idea this is literally my only offer.
Why is it never even? It's either, oh my goodness, you trade raped that guy, or you're an idiot. Yeah, you get paid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, dude. Literally put
There's
out
no
one
in
tweet,
between.
One tweet, like, dude, what are you doing? Let me get in that league, second league. Like, you get paid for this? Same thing. Like,
it's because the internet has no chill, man.
And like, you don't understand
zero chill.
The league structure I am in. Like, again, I was trying to trade Trey McBride in the league. And then I put out there, and like, that's all you got for Trey McBride? Like, you don't understand that I tried, because I'm trying to rebuild, I tried to get Trey McBride off my roster for 5 to 6 months.
Or people don't even understand the format. Like, I had somebody the other day, because I said, yeah, I would want 2 firsts, probably 2 later firsts for Jalen Hurts. Somebody's like, 2 firsts for Jalen Hurts? Oh my goodness, I would love to get that in my league, blah, blah, blah. And then come to find out who's talking about 1 quarterback leagues. It was like, you didn't even understand the format of what we were talking about.
Yeah, bro, I'll take 1-6 in a 1 QB league for Jalen Hurts.
Easy. I might not even need a first.
Yeah, so, listen, and that's why we do the show we do, right? To help kind of like navigate it in, for the experienced players, put new ideas in your head, of what we're thinking. It's why we kind of like just hang out and talk to each other, kind of like bounce things off of each other as well. Like, this game is going back to like, what can make the game different? Like, this game is so evolving and it's so tough as it is now. Like, it's so great as it is now. Like, we literally talk this game 52 weeks a year, multiple times a week. And we do it all year long. We have talking points all the time. And kudos to the NFL. They made it this. I mean, we're talking Brendan Sorsby. We're talking, it's like the calendar set up for us. I was talking to a buddy this other day. He's like, wow, that's such a great job you have. I'm like, yeah. I was like, dude, he's like, the NFL is great. I'm like, dude, it's literally better than ever for us. Cause like, there's constantly like you have
something to talk about
in season. Then right when the season ends, like it's Super Bowl talk, like that. But then you get ready for the combine. The combine comes, and then you have NFL free agency. Then you have the NFL draft, and then you have like all this like June 1st cut down days, and there's always stuff popping up in the summer. Then this player gets hurt in OTAs, and this player's holding out. And this one demands a trade. Like, this game is such a bumpy road to navigate. Because everything changes so quickly.
Despite it even being the shortest season. Like, you look at the NBA, they're done in June, and they start in October.
Yeah.
Like, there's just a couple months in between. We have like 6 months off, and it's still filled.
And they play once a week.
And it's still filled. It's crazy.
I can't get enough.
That's crazy.
I can't get enough. So it's why I love it. I've been playing this game for 23 years, and I love it just as much as I did back then. I'm so passionate about it. It's so fun. There's so much shittiness in the world, dude. Like, it's so, like, everyone wants to moan and complain about some stuff.
Escape.
Like, dude, just play Dynasty. It consumes so much of your time.
It's a great escape.
It's so fun. And listen, if you run out of things to do, just join another startup.
Just do another startup. I'm probably in it.
Invite me. I'll tell you I can't. I'm not joining more leagues. If you hit me up in July,
you might get them.
That's prime Dynasty hot boy summer stuff right there. Rich will probably be at a party.
4th of July just ended.
Yeah.
He's like,
you know what? He'll be a little loose. He'll be ready.
Yeah, dude, put the Garret mover, have me eat some mushrooms, and then draft a team. Sent me back for multiple years. Garrett's
yes,
mover.
I forced him to do that.
Sure did.
Dude, you want to join this startup with like industry people that are really well respected? Yeah, like, dude, I want to do that. Oh, dude, make sure you eat those mushrooms beforehand and draft the worst team you ever possibly can. Call Garret. Garret, dude, I'll be honest with you, dude. I can't make these picks. Like I'm really like messed up right now. He's like, oh, dude, you should take this player. They all sounded reasonable. And to be fair,
they were all players you liked. I was like, take Baker, take Odell.
I took Michael Thomas first, right? I took Michael Thomas first. Broke his foot.
I remember
that was your pick.
yesterday.
I didn't pick that. It was the next two. I took the two Browns for you.
Baker Mayfield and Odell Beckham.
Odell.
Yeah, it's safe to say that team took. But now I'm a contender.
Now you're back.
I should have won it last year.
Actually, there's a trade sitting in my inbox from you.
I should have beat Ben Solik last year. He beat me.
Jerk.
I'm coming to get you, Ben. Where does Ben work these days? ESPN? Yeah, Ben. I know you're not listening, but I hope your friends tell you this. Hopefully. And I have your 27 first, too.
For
Alfred to Garrett.
For
Christian
now.
McCaffrey.
No, for Garrett Wilson.
Oh, yeah. I did offer to you. First and second. What, did you counter that one?
I haven't counted it yet. I don't know that it's quite enough, but
you
it's talking range.
I understood it wasn't quite enough, but I was like, I don't think I'm going to get more. So, like, it is what it is. And you're rebuilding. And I was like, dude, take it or leave it, buddy. Anyways, we'll be back tomorrow with games.
Adios.